Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed says the country's defense forces have orders to carry out strikes in the northern Tigray region until the government considers law and order restored. The strikes are against forces loyal to the Tigray People's Liberation Front, the ruling party in the region. The Prime Minister's announcement follows the expiry of a 72-hour window given to the TPLF to surrender. Here's CGTN's Girum Chala with more.
What the Ethiopian government calls a law enforcement mission in its northern region of Tigray is now almost 2 weeks old. It is said the nation's army is on its final heavy offensive against the TPLF.
The mission of upholding the law and sovereignty is ongoing at the moment, strengthened more than the days before. The unfaithful group is facing the strong arms of the National Defense Forces, and the law enforcement measures are particularly being taken on the rogue force by avoiding as much as possible any civilian casualties. The mission now is gaining a number of victories in all battlefields and will continue this until the group surrenders for the constitutional order.
And already people have come out on the streets across the country to show support and respect for the National Defense Forces. The office of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed says the rally is seen as a huge morale boost for the army.
This two-minute activity, which entailed standing in honor for the National Defense Forces and also giving them a morale boost and encouraging them that the Ethiopian people are behind them, are supporting them, and are also supporting the finalization of this rule of law operation with the minimum impact to civilians. But this is planned, or the whole rule of law operation is planned with the perspective of bringing lasting peace and stability to Ethiopia, particularly within the Tigray region, as well as all other regions in the country.
As the heavy battle is ongoing in the north through infantry attacks and repeated airstrikes, aid agencies have voiced concerns of a humanitarian crisis. Thousands of people from Tigray have crossed the border into Sudan looking for safety and shelter. The Ethiopian government is calling on citizens to return to their homes.
The National Defense Forces are in a position to enable those that have fled the country to come back to their original locales, that the National Defense Forces will be protecting their property, any properties that they've left behind when fleeing out of fear. In addition as well, the National Defense Forces is also standing ready to support them in rehabilitating them back to their locales as well, and ensuring that their peace is also secured.
Communication and power remain largely cut off in the Tigray regional state, and it's almost impossible to gain tangible information from that area. The international community as well as neighboring states still are calling for the resolution of the conflict in Ethiopia through dialogue. Such repeated calls are now being made by the UN, the African Union, and neighboring states such as Kenya and Sudan. Ethiopian authorities, however, say the effort of finding solutions through peaceful means has expired, and such an effort won't return until the mission of law enforcement ends successfully. Girum Chala, CGTN, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
And we earlier spoke to Dr. Mustafa Yusuf, chair of the Horn International Institute for Strategic Studies. We began by asking him how he sees the Ethiopian conflict ending. Take a listen.
Well, the conflict will end with serious destabilization of Ethiopia. If it's going to be a drawn-out conflict, then we will see possibly the entire Ethiopia destabilized. The other regions like the Oromo and the Somali region might start having ideas about starting off conflicts, because Abiy Ahmed, the prime minister, has not met their demands, and so it's going to be tough for Ethiopia. Secondly, there will be a lot of refugees. Already we've seen refugees moving across west into Sudan, and shortly, if this conflict is going to continue and sub-conflicts are going to be produced out of it, we will see refugees coming down south into Kenya. And of course, Eritrea will be one of the major entities, state actors in the region that will intervene, most likely to fight alongside Ethiopia to punish the Tigray. Abiy Ahmed has to unilaterally declare a ceasefire, even if it's a temporary one. Then IGAD and the Africa Union need to intervene immediately. And the reason why I'm saying this is it's going to be very challenging for the entire Horn of Africa if this conflict will be allowed to go on. And so with the Security Council, United Nations Security Council resolution, the AU and IGAD should move in swiftly and mediate between the breakaway, the region that has decided that it does not want to heed Ethiopia's authority.